well-dressed gem here. Kind of got a little bit of a Maximilian vibe going here, and I've just been loving the new Blazblue cross tag battle. And let's see if we can make an adventure to the lab and see if we can teach you a thing or two about how to play this new fighting game. Yeah, I kind of get like this when a new fighting game comes out, where I just spend endless hours just trying to learn the mechanics, and I know for Blazblue cross tag battle, it's a bit of a behemoth to capture. So let's start from the basics. Very good place to start. So first things first, I want to teach you guys the... Who could that be? Just give me a second, alright?
Hey! How are you doing? Can you give me a solid?
Let me guess. Can I spend the night?
Ah, you read my mind.
You spent the night all last week, Ruby. And don't you still owe me lunch?
Yeah, but Wiz took me out. See, we had a bet, and she beat me in this new Blazblue game or something, and I was hoping that maybe you could help me.
Okay, first of all, it's Blazblue. And B, sure, come inside. Alrighty. Let's start with something simple. Understanding your HUD, or heads-up display. It means
Jeff,
that...
do you think I haven't played a fighting game before?
Well, no. Kinda. Yeah.
I'll have you know, I'm the best in Team RWBY.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Didn't your uncle beat you that one time?
Okay, well, I said the best in Team RWBY.
Didn't Yang beat you before?
Yeah, well, I mean...
Didn't everyone in Team RWBY beat you? Including Zwei?
Okay, make your point. I know how to push things and make things happen.
And this is why I'm here, to teach the basics. So, let's get started. Alrighty, so let's get started. Blazblue Cross Tag Battle is a 2v2 fighter similar to the Versus series prior to Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It might be a little tricky and there might be a lot to understand, so here's some tips to help you get started. Blazblue Cross Tag Battle is a 5-button fighter consisting of Weak Attack, Strong Attack, Clash, Partner, and a Switch button. Terminology for combo breakdowns will appear on the screen right now. Weak and strong attacks are able to be pressed multiple times to what is called smart combos. Switch is very self-explanatory, where you switch your active character with your partner character. The partner and clash button activate moves that involve your non-active character that we'll explain a little bit. Movement is done in an 8-way direction input, and in this tutorial I'll be using both traditional notation and numpad notation. How to use numpad notation will be on the screen. With mobility, however, there's no real way to walk forward. Everyone starts running or dashing when you press forward. You can walk back and backdash. And most but not all characters have a universal double jump, aerial forward dash, and aerial backdash. You're only allowed one of these options in the air, however. You can also air dash with the help of easy air dash, which can be done with weak and strong at the same time while in the air. Certain characters like Ragna and Chie have another smart combo that can be done by using back or 4+ weak, and every character has command normal anti-air option. These are nearly invincible to jumping attacks and can be used to interrupt an opponent who is doing a lot of jump attacks. Everyone's anti-air normal is different for each character. Pressing down in Clash or 2 in Clash will do a sweep attack, which can hit opponents who are not blocking low. One more universal mechanic that everyone has is the reversal action, which we'll explain later on, but is done by pressing weak and switch at the same time. There are 2 variants of throws, forward throws and back throws. Forward throws are done by pressing strong and clash at the same time. Back throws are done by pressing back or 4 while inputting throw. Similar to the rush mechanic in Dragon Ball FighterZ, when you input throw, you run towards your opponent. But if you're close enough to your opponent, you'll just grab. Throw escapes are achieved by pressing strong and clash at the same time you grab. Hey, you're picking up on this pretty quickly.
Well, duh, it's not video games.
Wait, you played video games before?
Well, yeah, stuff like Pokemon, Earthbound, oh, Persona 4.
No surprise with Persona 4.
And it's not like this is the first time I've been in a video game.
You've been in a video game before? That's awesome!
Yeah, Permaclips! What? You heard of it?
Just not a huge fan. The Clash button, or the C button, is an overhead attack that initiates a cinematic combo attack with you and your partner where it ends with your team doing one powerful attack. You can time this so you either have a good, an excellent, or a marvelous. These different levels give different amounts of damage and skill gauge, with good being the least and marvelous being the greatest. Timing on this is very strict, but keep at it, and you'll be able to get the muscle memory committed. One more thing to note about the Clash button is if you press the Clash button in the air, you'll use what essentially is an aerial heavy button, which can be used for ways to approach the opponent or as a combo ender. Just be aware these attacks can easily be countered by anti-air normals as mentioned above. Don't forget that this is also a 2v2 fighter similar to the Marvel vs. Capcom series, so let's start with the basics of the partner mechanics of this game. The P button is your main assist button, but instead of being 1 assist, you actually get 3 assists. Depending on what direction you press along with the partner button, the 3 directions are forward, back, and neutral. These assists can be used to alleviate pressure, extend combos, help confirm combos, or even create pressure yourself. Be careful though, one wrong mistimed assist can cause both of your characters to take massive damage, so don't be too trigger happy with your assists, since this can easily turn the tide of momentum against you, and turn a dominating match into an unfortunate loss. Take a look down below. See the blue bar that looks like the skill gauge? Well, that's your cross gauge, and it's utilized in certain situations. Calling an assist is normally free, but when you're using a normal, whether it be in the middle of a combo or in the beginning of a combo while approaching, it uses half of the cross gauge. One more use of the cross gauge that I'll cover for now is the cross burst. Similar to games like Guilty Gear and Blazblue, if you feel that the pressure is too much or you're in the middle of a combo that might end up taking away a character, press the switch and the partner buttons, and it will cause you to perform a cross burst, which will have your partner crash to the screen and attempt to hit the opponent. It also gets your previous active character out of there. But the thing is, you can't switch out immediately, where your previous active character will remain on the screen in a recovery animation for a couple of seconds. They're invincible during this, so you don't have to worry about both of them getting hit. One thing to note, however, is that this can still be blocked and it's very punishable, so try to use it when they're in recovery of one of their normals or in the middle of one of their normals. Moving on to special moves, all special moves are done with either quarter circle forward, 2-3-6, quarter circle back, 2-1-4, or down-down, 2-2 motions, and a combination of any of the attack buttons. Similar to Dragon Ball FighterZ and Unio, you're able to use EX versions of special moves by using the C button instead of the A or B buttons, and they can be used as a combo ender, make an unsafe move safe, or do more damage. Supers use 2 bars of your skill gauge and are a powerful attack that is started with invincibility, and are done with quarter circle forward, 2-3-6, or quarter circle back, 2-1-4, in combination with the strong and clash button. Certain characters also have supers that can be used in the air, still using the same input as mentioned before. Supers can be cancelled out of most normals and throws, so take note of that. Though while having startup invincibility, they are very unsafe on block, which means if your opponent blocks it, they're probably going to hit you and you're going to take massive damage, so don't get too trigger happy with the supers.
You know, Jeff, you're really not that good at this game.
Listen, we all have to start somewhere.
I don't know. I was great from day one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's just that I've only seen one other site wielder
Oh,
with that skill.
okay. Alright, well, like, well, that doesn't count.
So I've
Well,
noticed.
two can play in that game.
And
The Spider-Man from YouTube. I'm not. You were on the ceiling.
I wasn't in it. What are you doing in my room?
Man, let me
That's
in.
not
You said we're
fair.
gonna.
That's not actually
Yes. Yes.
Hey, big guy, quit moving around.
Sorry, sir. So sorry. It's been an honor, Spider-Man.
What are you doing here? There's a dance.
I'm looking at porn.
All right, you win.
Sucks to suck.
Just like most fighting games, blocking is achieved by holding away from your opponent. It prevents you from being hit, obviously, but chip damage is still a thing, where while blocking special moves, bits of your health will be taken away. Quick fun fact, Hyde can deal chip damage with his normals. One important thing to note is that unlike in Marvel 3, or even Street Fighter, you cannot lose a character from chip damage at all, so block away. There are 3 different types of blocking: standing, crouching, and jumping. Standing blocks all overhead and most standing attacks, but can't block lows. Crouching blocks standing attacks and lows, but can't block overheads. While aerial blocking blocks all 3 attacks in an act called chicken guarding. If you keep jumping to try to block, however, you'll be caught in the active frames when you start to jump, opening you up for a full combo. While you're guarding, you can also use one stock of your skill gauge to do a reject guard, which is an advancing guard from Marvel vs. Capcom. This guard pushes your opponent away from you and is commonly known as a push block, alleviating some of the pressure your opponent might be pressing on you. Take note, however, that if you reject guard and assist, while the opponent's active character is dashing towards you, you will only push back the assist and vice versa. The major thing I have to say when it comes to defense is to remain calm and be ready for anything. I know, easier said than done, but a calm mind will get you far. Now it's time to counterattack. Let's start with reversal actions, which are similar to DPs from Street Fighter or anti-air 2Hs from Dragon Ball FighterZ, where if an opponent is jumping, they won't be able to block against it if they're in the air. Just a reminder, reversal actions are done by pressing the weak button and the switch button. It also has quite a bit of invincibility on startup, where they won't be hit out of it easily. But if it's blocked in the ground, get ready to eat a big combo which cannot be cross-bursted at all. Guarding also will easily be broken by throwing, but like mentioned before, if you see a throw coming, press the same input for throw at the same time to break the throw. If pressure's getting too much, like mentioned, you can use a cross burst, and also certain characters have armor on their normals where they're able to tank through a hit or two of an attack and can hit the opponent out of their moves. Example include Yang's standing strong attack, Tager's strong attack, and Kanji's reversal action. If you have 2 stocks in the skill gauge, you're able to utilize your super's invisible startup. Once again though, don't get too happy with this, as this is just as unsafe, if not more, than a blocked reversal action. So I think we managed to make a dent in the basics. So, what do you think? You think you're gonna be able to sleep in your own bed for once?
Yeah, I think so. So, what am I doing to repay you this time?
This might be a little bit, much, but I'm kind of a weapons enthusiast.
No, Jem.
You can get out of my house then.
Continue.
Can I please demo Crescent Rose?
Crescent Rose? My love? Demo her? You can't handle a weapon like that without proper training first.
Okay, first of all, I've had training. I'm a professional super hunter in training. And I've handled my way around a weapon or 2. Or 5.
Fine. Knock yourself out.
Great! On the next episode of To The Lab, we go over more mechanics for combos and creating synergy. Is Gem's hand gonna be okay? Is Ruby ready for online play? How to use Resonance Blade and the power of friendship? And is Ruby Rose the queen of smack talk?
Oh, that can't just be all you've got!
Find out when we go back to the lab with Ruby Rose!